disciples of Agastya Muni. One day, a man suffering from severe headache come to Rishi Agastya for healing, and Agastya uses the power of body scanning and identifies the root cause of the headache. He reveals that there is a small terai, or a type of frog, sitting in the person's brain. And Agastya Muni immediately instructs Terayar, his disciple, to perform an open head surgery and remove the frog. And after successful completion of the surgery, the person is healed and cured of the headache, and thus he gained the name Terayar. And from the life of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, Swamiji has been, of course, manifesting this power of body scanning from the birth itself, and has literally shocked so many eyewitness accounts where they have seen and have been healed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and their ailment or their issue, their disease, has been exactly pinpointed out to them, and they were able to heal from it with the grace and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And not only that, the Sakshi Pramana are, there's thousands of Sakshi Pramana where they have shared on Facebook, where they have done body scanning after Swamiji's initiation, and they are able to manifest the power of body scanning.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashiva will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else. Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive, somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely.
Nithyanandam, and welcome back, dear viewers. As we just heard about the introduction to the powerful, extraordinary Shakti of body scanning, we will now be entering into the demonstration. We have many of our live viewers who have commented on the YouTube live chat requesting for a body scanning. So the first who has requested is Wells Jones. Wells Jones has requested, I consent to a divine body scan. And we have also Grace. Grace Lata has also requested. So first I'll go ahead with the Wells Jones. Wells Jones, I'll be going ahead and doing a body scanning for you and seeing what the third eye reveals for your body. And I request you to kindly stay online and respond back in the YouTube live chat. And the Wells Jones and Grace Lata, I see both of you, you are sending the message via super chat. And you can also join to become a member of the channel, which is a $3 minimum subscription fee per month, and you will be able to comment without using the super chat option. Like you can directly comment, or you can comment through the super chat messages also, or below the live video, if you click on the join button, which is take you to a membership, and it's $3 per month. Like the bronze membership is only $3 a month. We have different levels of membership. You can become a member, so you don't have to necessarily go to the super chat and make a contribution for every chat. You can become a member and you can comment directly in the chat also, and you can do through the super chat also. Just wanted to let you know that the membership option is available and the chat is open to all the members of the channel. Okay, so Wells Johns, I'll be going ahead and doing the body scanning for you. Let's see what the third eye reveals for you. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Yes. So, Wells Jones, I'll tell you what the third eye revealed for you. One is in terms of your breathing. It's the third eye revealed that you have like a blockage in one side of the nose. You are not able to breathe very clearly, properly through both the nostrils. You're able to breathe only through one side. The other side seems to be blocked. I'm not sure whether it's temporarily or if it's something that you have very frequently, but the breathing is not very smooth. It is, you feel like there is kind of a blockage, and only through one nostril you are able to breathe properly. And as far as your stomach is concerned, I also feel like there's a lot of like acidic, acidity in the stomach, and the thin layers of the stomach are literally like becoming very sensitive. The layers of the stomach are becoming sensitive because of the acidity that you are facing, and you need to eat a lot of food that will give you cooling in your body, not heat generating foods, but foods that will cool down your body, like for example cucumbers or watermelons, fruits, and a lot of these kind of food that will make your body feel cooler, and it will also help in reducing the acidity of your system. So these are the two things that was revealed about you, Mr. Wells Johns. So I request you to please go ahead and comment back in the YouTube live chat how you're able to connect with what the third eye revealed for you. Next, I'm going to be scanning for Grace Lata. Grace Lata is also requested for body scanning. So I'm going to be scanning for Grace Lata, and let's see what the third eye reveals for her. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda. So for Grace Lata, I'm not seeing any major issues in your body. I see that your body, you are pretty healthy. I don't see any major issues in your body. No, the body scanning is not revealing any kind of a symptom or any kind of a disease or discomfort in your body. Only one thing slightly is I do feel like your hands, basically the forearms, right? This part of the hand, the front part of the hand, from the shoulder to the elbow, that part you sometimes face some kind of a weakness in both the hands. Actually, when you're carrying something or when you're straining, this part kind of feels weak for you. That's the only thing that I was able to see through the third eye. Nothing else came up. Okay, so next we have Zenqao. Zenqao is asking, Ma, can I have a scan of my emotional problems and patterns? Okay, Ma, I can do a body scanning and let's see what the body scanning tells for you, Ma. If it's giving anything physical or if it's giving something emotional. Okay, Zenqao, I'm going to go ahead and do a body scanning for you. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Yes, Zenqao, what the body scanning revealed for you, Ma, is you are going through some incompletions with relationships in your life, and you need to learn how to do completion with relationships, like how to do completion with others. Go through that completion process, and you will understand as you go through the completion how you are manifesting what is happening around you. It is our perception that makes you go through this emotional problem and patterns and trauma. And once you complete with that, drop the cognitions, the powerless cognitions that we receive and we are holding inside about others. Once you complete that, you will see things just start beautifully aligning for you. So intensely focus on completion with others. There are a lot of videos on YouTube where Swamiji is explaining how to do. And really sit with Swamiji's Atmamurti and do the intense completion. It will really help you. Okay, so we have a few more minutes. I can take one more scan. Margaret Johnson is asking, please scan me too, Ma. I would like to know what comes. Your help is greatly appreciated. Sure, Ma. So I'll be doing the body scanning of Margaret Johnson. In the meanwhile, Zenqao, if you can respond back. Grace Lata, if you can respond back. And Wells Jones, If you can respond back as well in the chat how you were able to relate with the scanning, the third eye scanning that was revealed for you. So I'm now going to be doing a scan for Margaret Johnson. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Yes, Margaret Johnson, what the third eye revealed for me, revealed for you, was that you feel a lot of energy in your body. With Swamiji's initiation, the Kundalini Shakti has been awakened, and it is really expressing and exploding and manifesting through you. And I could really see so much of an intense energy happening for you, ma. And more you spend time with Swamiji's presence and attending the initiations, it can really lead you to a spiritual breakthrough in your life. That is what the third eye revealed for you. Okay, so Planet Willis, has gotten back saying thank you for the divine reading. It was spot on. Any recommendations for curing the nasal blocked passages? It was bless you for your very clear, accurate reading. Thank you so much, John Wells, for your response back and confirming that you are absolutely able to relate with the body scanning. Wonderful. The curing, you're asking a solution for curing the nasal blockages. I just scan and find out if the third eye is revealing any solution for you. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Yes, Planet Vilsaya, you can do what we call as the Nithya. It is one of the 5 detoxification methods that we recommend to be doing. All the monastic members, we recommend it is a part of our daily lifestyle. So basically, Neti is a small pot of water which you pour on this nose. You pour the water on this nose and it comes through the other nose. And you pour the water on this and it comes to the other nose as well. So it's called the Neti, where you have that small cup, like a nasal cup, where it has like a mouth which just puts water into one nostril and then it goes up and then it comes out. It can really help you. Yeah, please try that. Learn exactly how to do, not just the way I said, but really learn how to do. Learn it from a proper practitioner, and please try the Nithya. Yeah, it can really help you. Okay, so Zenkuao has gotten back saying, yes, ma, I am doing completion today, and that was tough. Yes, it could be a little challenging as we go through these, and it could be a little tough, but you are going in the right path, Zenkuao. Please go ahead and finish that. It can really help you. Yes, I know a lot of others would like to have a body scan, but we are limited in terms of time. So I'll be concluding the session now, and every day we are having this body scanning at in the Indian time morning from 2:30 a.m. to 3 a.m. We'll be having the live body scanning. So you can please join back and come back and have request for a body scanning in tomorrow's session or in the subsequent sessions. Every day we are having. And today evening at 4 p.m. So just over 12 hours from now, we have the Parandama Vishwarupa Darshan program starting live on the SPH Nithyananda YouTube channel, Facebook, and all of our social media platforms. And at 8 p.m. onwards, we have the BHAVA Samadhi Darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Parandama Vishwarupa Darshan, manifesting through the Nija Avatar of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So Margaret Johnson has gotten that. Yes, thank you, Ma. I do feel that. I don't panic anymore. You have reinforced what I feel. Beautiful, Ma. Thank you so much for confirming, Margaret. Wonderful. So with this, we come to the conclusion of this session. We'll be now moving on to the further segments where we share with you more about Devi Parashakti and the Devi Parashakti Akashic readings. Nithyanandam, and we'll be right back with you after a very short break.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashiva will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else. Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashiva will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else. Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashiva will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else. Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else. Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else. Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else. Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being, Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else. Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being, Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else. Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being, Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else. Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years.
Nithyanandam, welcome back to all of the viewers. And we're going to get started into the next segments of today's program. I hope that each and every one of you are enjoying the program this far and you are able to have an opportunity to ask for a body scan. It's a very, really rare opportunity, a rare blessing to be able to be having one of these body scans and be literally under the scan or the ray of the third eye, connected with the energy of Paramashiva himself, the source of all existence. So we'll now be moving on into the next segment of today's program, understanding the Devi Parashakti, the divine cosmic being whom we're being introduced to today, whom we are relishing and reminiscing the divine Akashic readings which she has revealed to the world. So now let's start with the Dhyana Shloka of Devi Parashakti. Sindhuraruna vigraham trinayana manikyamolispurat taranayaka shekaram smitamuki mapina vakshuruham panibhyam malipurna ratna chashakam raktotpala bibratim saumyam ratna gadastha ratna charanam dhyayet paramambika. This verse means the Divine Mother is to be meditated upon as shining in vermilion, red body with triple eyes, sporting a crown of rubies, studded with the crescent moon, a face all smiles, a splendid bust, one hand holding the jewel cup brimming with mead, and the other twirling a red lotus. We'll now be chanting the next verse, the next Dhyana Shloka of Devi Parashakti. These are from the Lalita Sahasranamam, which is a very, very profound chanting or chant of the 1008 names of Devi Lalita, Devi Parashakti. And in this, Lalita Sahasranamam is from one of the Puranas, where the rishis have literally invoked the presence of Devi Parashakti, described her into these words and all of her names, all of her beautiful qualities. It has such a strong power that it is able to literally invoke her presence just with the chanting. So you'll be able to just simply feel the energy of Devi Parashakti with just the chanting of the Dhyana Shloka. So now we'll be moving on to the next Dhyana Shloka. The next slide, please. I'd like to take a few minutes also to be able to invite each and every one of you once again to the upcoming program, which is happening in just a few hours. And we're less than 24 hours away from the Darshan of Bhagavan Vishnu, the Vishwarupa Parandhama Darshan, as Bhagavan Sri Krishna had revealed himself in his most opulent and his most supreme form, the Vishwarupa Darshan, as he appeared 5,000 years back on this day. It is such an amazing, beautiful day and such an auspicious occasion for each and every one of us. And today, Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is going to be gracing each and every one of us with this darshan once again. And just as Arjuna received the divine initiation, the Divya Chakshu initiation, in order to be able to behold the very Vishwarupa Darshanam, each and every one of us is going to be receiving the same very, very initiation, and we'll be able to behold the darshan, the Vishwarupa darshan of Parandama once again. It's such a powerful occasion, and with the incarnation himself, who is going to be radiating that very energy and giving us the initiation in order to manifest the powers of third eye. So please do, if you are watching right now, please do ensure that you are staying tuned for the announcements, that you are registering, that you are getting in touch with your local leads and your local sanghas in order to register for this program and make plans for this program coming up within less than 24 hours. Yes, so now we'll go on to the next Dhyana Shloka. Arunam karunatarangitakshin dhritapaşankuşapuşpabanachapam animadibiravrtam mayuke rahamityeva vibhavaye bhavani. This verse means, I meditate on the great empress. She is red in color and her eyes are full of compassion, and she holds the noose, the goad, the bow, and the flowery arrow in her hands. She is surrounded on all sides by powers such as Anima for rays, and she is the self within me. Once again, this is from the Lalita Sahasranama. Devi is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness. Parashakti is the cosmic mother, and it is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes comes out and goes in. She is the source where the Big Bang in the black hole goes on. Parashakti is the source Shakti, the source energy, the source power from which all of us came, in which all of us are in right now, and in which all of us are going to merge. And out of her extreme love and compassion, Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nijavatara, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, and gracing us, answering all of our questions, giving us boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. In the words of Parashakti herself, where she has described the happening of the whole existence, her very happening, raising as Omkara, expressing as the Vedas and Agamas, blossomed as Srimkara, filled as Parashodasi, living in the 40 triangles, the Kailasa Swamini, who is Kailasa Sripura Chintamani, Parashodasi, sitting as Paramashiva, Parameshwari, who rules the world, Paramashakti, Manonmani, Meenakshi, as Nithyananda. I took the Nijavatara here to give good boon to everyone, to bestow all goodness. Hiranyagarbha Swarupini, Brahmandayun, Shami, Chandramauli, Rapala, Aparana, Uma Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samrajya Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parashodasi, Meenakshi, taking the form of Nithyananda. I came here as Nijavatara. With great compassion, I am blessing, listen, people, to do good to all of you. I took the form of Nithyananda and came down as Nijavatara. Raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, Shiva manifesting as the source of existence, powers of existence, expression of existence. From the oneness of Om, blossoming as two, as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three Shaktis, Icha, Kriya, and Jnana Shakti, blossoming as the four Vedas, expanding as the five Panchabhutas, beyond the six chakras, filled as the gotras of seven rishis, expanding as 8 directions, existing as 9 grahas, blossoming as 10 indriyas, being as the 11 rudras, creating all the worlds, bringing life, and to tell and make truth blossom, and to do good. Parashodasi, Meenakshi, in the form of Nithyananda, I came to bless every one of you. Yes. Now, how can we best receive Devi Parashakti? Literally, in that moment, you are seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti in one. And she is there in your screen. So always receive her very traditionally. Keep 2 betel leaf, one banana, 1 betel nut, and 1 coin in front of the screen. And watch Devi. The coin is considered to be traditional dakshina in the Hindu tradition. And it can be the lowest value in Hindu tradition. It can be in the lowest value. In India, it can even be 1 paise. In the US, it can even be 1 cent. And of course, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is not trying to monetize. He says, keep even 1 cent, it is okay. For 100 days, if you have darshan, it will add up to $1. If you, in India, you can even offer 1 paise. So you can offer that to Devi Parashakti, and after the darshan is over, do the namaskar, eat the banana, the betel leaf, and the betel nut, and take it as prasadam immediately. You can collect the coins and send it to the Kailasa and Los Angeles temple. And this betel leaf, the betel nut, may look too small, but in a few days you will see how much it adds to your sentiment that really Devi Parashakti is there. You will not take the Devi darshan for granted. Rituals break your monotonous, unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you to the powerful cognition. It will break your unconscious behavior. So here's a couple of samples of the items that you need in the tambulam. So you can see that the 2 betel leaf, the banana, the betel nut, and the coin. And you can set it up as the plate here is showing. The banana, the betel leaf, the betel nut can be bought in the store near you. And you can also have optional items, which are coconuts, flowers, and also, if you'd like to, you can purchase glass bangles as well as a vastram, a piece of cloth as a symbol of clothing. And this you can offer to Devi Parashakti upon the darshan. So now that we have understood how best we can receive Devi Parashakti, let us understand some of the teachings, the revelations of Devi Parashakti from over the last 6 to 7 months. Continuously, she has been blowing away our minds literally and giving us profound guidance during this time, during the Pralaya time. As many of us were stuck at home, as many of us were losing our jobs, as many of us had no place to be and not really wondering what they're going to be doing the next day, what is their next step in life, Devi Parashakti manifested for each and every one of us. She literally has guided us, has given us the secrets to the whole world, and has given us the ultimate wisdom so that we can actually learn, imbibe, and navigate our way through this new world that we are living in post-corona and post so much that has happened in 2020 and 2021. So now we're going to be entering into another segment. Now, understanding the revelations to the world by Devi Parashakti made on the 31st of May 2021, when Devi Parashakti had given a powerful statement on the sacred secret of Hindu birth.
நன்றாய் கேட்டுக்கொள். உன் கேள்விக்கு உன்மூலமாய் உலகெங்கும் இருக்கும் இந்துக்கள் எல்லோர்க்கும் அளிக்கின்றேன் உத்திரம். கேட்டு வாழ்ந்தால் உங்கள் வாழ்க்கை பத்திரம். நன்றாய் கேளுங்கள். பிறப்பின் ரகசியத்தை பிறப்பிலா பெருமை உடைய பரமேஸ்வரி சொல்லுகின்றேன் கேளுங்கள். அண்டஜம், யோனிஜம், ஜலஜம், பீஜம் எனும் 4 விதமான பிறவிகளில் 84,000 யோனிகளில் பிறக்கும் பிறப்புகளிலேயே பெருமை வாய்ந்ததும் உத்தமமானதும் மனிதப் பிறவி. அந்த மனிதப் பிறவியிலும் பலமுறை பிறந்து உழன்று அரசியல், பொருளாதாரம், சுகபோகம், தர்மம், அர்த்தம், காமம் எனும் ஆசைகள், துக்கங்கள், அச்சங்கள் அனைத்திலும் அழன்று உழன்று இனி வேண்டாம் இப்பிறவி, வேண்டுவது மோட்சமே என்று முடிவெடுத்தோர்க்கு மட்டுமே ஹிந்து மத யோனிஜம், ஹிந்து பெற்றோர்க்கு பிறந்திடும் சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம யோனிஜம். மனித பிறவி உத்தமம், சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம மனித பிறவி உத்தமோத்தமம். இந்த உத்தமோத்தம பிறவி எடுத்த எல்லோருக்கும் ஜீவன் முக்த விஞ்ஞானத்தையும் சனாதன தர்மத்தையும் காக்கின்ற கடமையும் உண்டு. அதனால் வருகின்ற நன்மையெல்லாம் அனுபவிக்கும் உரிமையும் உண்டு. இந்த கடமையை செய்வோம் என்று சத்தியம் செய்ததனால்தான் அந்த உரிமை அளிக்கப்பட்டது. பூமிக்கு வந்தபின் மனம் மயங்கி மதிமயங்கி சனாதன தர்மம் காக்க மறந்ததனால் மாயை அவர்கள் உயிரை பறிக்கின்றாள். நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உயிரை கொடுத்தாலும் தர்மத்தை காப்போம் என்று உறுதி எடுத்தவர்க்கே சனாதன இந்து தர்ம யோனிஜம் அளிக்கின்றேன் யான். உடல் பெற்ற பிறகு ஊழிப் பெருவலியால் ஆசை அச்சங்களை உதறவிடாது, உதறியும் விடாது சனாதன இந்து தர்மம் காக்க மறந்தோரை உயிர் வாழத் தகுதியில்லாதவர் பட்டியலில் உடனடியாய் மாயை சேர்க்கின்றாள். அதனால் ராட்சசர்களும் அசுரர்களும் தானாகவே இவர்கள் உயிரை எடுக்கின்றார். நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உயிரை கொடுத்தாலும் தர்மம் காப்போம் என்று நிற்பவர்க்கு நிலைத்திடும் வீரஸ்வர்க்கமும் கைலாச பதவியும், எக்காரணம் கொண்டும் தர்மம் காக்க மறந்த உத்தமோத்தம ஜனனமான சனாதன இந்து ஜனனம் பெற்ற மக்களுக்கு இல்லை வேறு கதி. சனாதன இந்து தர்ம மனித ஜனனம் உத்தமோத்தம மனித ஜனனம். உங்கள் உரிமை உலகில் அதிகம், உங்களுக்கு கடமையும் உலகில் பெரிது. தர்மம் காத்தாலே கடமை, தர்மம் காக்காதார்க்கு உயிர் வாழும் உரிமை இல்லை. நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உத்தமோத்தம பிறவியான சனாதன இந்து தர்ம பிறவி எடுத்த எல்லோரும் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உங்கள் வாழ்வின் முதற்கடமை தர்மம் காத்தல். தர்மம் காக்க தர்மம் உங்களை காக்கும். சனாதன இந்து தர்மம் காக்க மறந்திட்டால் வாழும் உரிமையை நீங்கள் இழந்து விடுகின்றீர்கள். அதற்கு மேல் வாழ்ந்தென்ன, அழிந்தென்ன? பூமிக்கு பாரம் குறையட்டும் என்று அசுரர்களும் ராட்சதர்களும் உங்களை உண்டு தீர்க்கின்றார்கள். அதையும் மாயை கண்டு சும்மாவிருப்பாள். பிரபஞ்ச ரகசியத்தை, பிறவியின் ரகசியத்தை உலகிற்கெல்லாம் உத்தரமாய்ச் சொல்லிவிட்டேன். புரிந்து வாழ்வில் நடந்து உயிரை பத்திரமாய் பார்த்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். அன்னை சொல்லும் அருள் சத்தியம் இது. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
Let's now move forward. That was an extremely profound, powerful message from Devi Parashakti, especially for us Hindus, wherever we are in the world, especially if we're living outside of India. This was a message for us. Let us now understand Devi's words mapped into English for us to get a better understanding of her teaching. Listen, Anthajam, Yonijam, Jalajam, Bijam. Like this in 4 types of births, in 840,000 yonis, sorry for the technical glitch, seems like a technical error on our side. Yes. So in 840,000 yonis, of all of those births, the human birth is the best. Even in that human birth, being born and toiled many times after getting burned and toiled in politics, in finance, in luxuries, in dharma, artha, and kama. And those who decide of not wanting this birth, wanting only moksha, only those will have the Hindu Dharma Yonijam, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma Yonijam. And those who decide of not wanting this birth, wanting only moksha, will have the Sanatana Hindu Dharma Yonijam. The Sanatana Hindu Dharma Yonijam of being born to Hindu parents. Human birth is Uttamam, best, but Sanatana Hindu Dharma, human birth is Uttamottamam, best of the best. And everyone who took this Uttamottama birth has the responsibility of protecting the science of living enlightenment and Sanatana Dharma. And also, they have the right of experiencing its benefits. This right was given to them because of their commitment given by them to do this responsibility. After coming to Bhuloka by getting mentally deluded and forgetting the dharma of protecting Sanatana Dharma, Maya, she is taking away all their soul. Understand carefully, I am giving the Sanatana Hindu Dharma Yonijam only for those who gave the commitment of protecting Sanatana Dharma even by giving their life. And after getting the body, because of painful deluge, not dropping fear and greed, for those who forgot to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Maya, she will immediately add them to the list of those who are not worthy of living. And therefore, Rakshasas and Asuras are automatically taking away their life. Understand properly for those who stand that even by giving their life, they will protect Dharma, will permanently have Virasvarga and Kailasa Padavi. For any reason, people who forgot to protect Dharma, having the Uttamottama birth of Sanatana Hindu Dharma birth, there is no other way for them. Sanatana Hindu Dharma human birth is Uttamottama, human birth. Your rights in this world are immense. Also, your responsibility in this world is large. Protecting Dharma is responsibility. Those who do not protect Dharma, they do not have the right to live. Understand properly, all those who took the Uttamottama birth, which is the Sanatana Hindu Dharma birth, all of you understand. Devi Parashakti is now addressing each and every one of us Hindus directly. The first responsibility of your life is protecting Dharma. If you protect Dharma, Dharma will protect you. If you forget to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma, you lose the right of living. After that, what bothers whether you live or get destroyed? Asuras and Rakshasas will eat you so that the burden on earth is reduced. And seeing that Maya, she will keep quiet. This was a direct message for Hindus all over the world. And it is our responsibility of Hindus to know our history as it happened and to understand that we have so much to contribute to the world. Hinduism represents the world's most ancient yet progressive indigenous spiritual tradition. It is an open framework model of civilization that stands for global peace, vegetarianism, non-violence, yoga, worship of nature, temple-based living, manifesting spiritual powers and inherent divinity of every being. And this great tradition is what we have inherited. Each and every Hindu around the world has inherited a profound and immense and amazing tradition from our ancestors, from Paramashiva himself. We are quite literally, as the scriptures, the Upanishad says, the favorite inheritors of the cosmos, because of how gifted we have been due to our culture, our heritage, and those who have come before us, the ancestors, the Vedic rishis, who have delved into these sciences and been able to manifest the best for the world from this sacred space. The Hindu nations were ecosystems where more and more enlightened beings could be produced so that enlightened civilization could be kept alive, its great gifts shared with the world. But today, if you see Hindu nations across the world, there was not one where Hindus are safe, protected, safeguarded, and their right to practice their religion is protected, and their right even to live, to practice their religion, to not face undue trial in the media or character assassination, to not face arbitrary arrest and be misrepresented in so many different cases. All of these are not protected. Hindus are a dying population today. But if we see back and we see the references of Hindu nations, we see the glory of our civilization, a time when we led the whole world because we practiced dharma as a lifestyle and a virtue, a principle at the core. Let's look at some of the references to remind ourselves of the civilization that we once were. The Hindu nation ruled by Bhagavan Rama was called the Rama Raja. In the Valmiki Ramayana in the Yuddha Khanda, chapter 128, it says, "There were no widows to lament, nor there was any danger from wild animals, nor any fear born of diseases. The world was bereft of thieves and robberies. No one felt worthless, nor did old people perform obsequies concerning youngsters. Every creature felt pleased. Everyone was intent on virtue. Turning their eyes on Rama alone, creatures did not kill one another." As you can see, such a peaceful, productive civilization. The Valmiki Ramayana, the description continues. People survive for thousands of years with thousands of their progeny, all free of illness and grief. The trees where they were bearing flowers and fruits regularly without any injury by pests and insects. The clouds were raining in time, and the wind was delightful to touch. Every caste was performing their own duties, satisfied with their own work and bereft of any greed. People were intent on virtue and lived without telling lies. All the people were endowed with excellent characteristics. All were engaged in virtue. And it was this civilization that produced the best of people, the best civilization that was able to produce the best of the best for the whole world. And in the Hastinapur kingdom ruled by Yudhishthira is described in the Srimad Mahabharata, the Ashwamedhika Parva, the Parva 14, where it says, "Devas granted rains to fulfill all wants. The world became free of disease, and there was no hunger or thirst anywhere. There was no mental suffering. Those without livelihood were given livelihood. There was an abundance all around, and there was no worldly worries left for anyone, and there was no cause or fear either. Happiness on earth was in fact even greater than in the heavens." That is why the gods and goddesses always frequented the Bhuloka. They always came down, and they were continuously gracing on planet Earth. Hindus and Hindu nations had and has so much to contribute to the world in every field. whether it is enlightenment, health, medicine, art, science, or technology, aviation, dance and music, clothes and jewelry, social system, judicial system, the political system, or the legal system. Hinduism has an immense amount of work that it has done already, and also so much of possibility that is in store for anyone who can delve into its depths. The contributions of Hindu nations to the world has given the world the best of mathematics, arithmetics, has given the world the best culture, the most colorful culture, in whether it comes to fashion and jewelry, or whether it comes to dance and art, and other forms of art as well. And of course, even Sanatana Hindu Dharma has given the best to the world in terms of social, judicial, political, or legal systems, being the first and the source of Hindu democracy. However, we'll see later in this segment how every single one of these contributions to the world was systematically turned around, twisted, and absolutely silenced. Today, we don't connect the contributions of Sanatana Hindu Dharma even to Sanatana Hindu Dharma. It is not a part of our Hindu identity. We don't feel pride about it, and we don't remind ourselves about it, nor do we feel an obligation, a responsibility that we must protect it in order to fulfill our responsibility for our own selves, our families, and for the community, and for the whole world itself. We don't see the very basic that Hinduism does have the solutions for today's world problems and issues, and Hindus therefore are missing out in completely being deluded by Maya, as Devi Parashakti has revealed. And this is where we had turned into reluctant warriors, criminally negligent Hindus. If we today do not stand, it will be the same thing again and again. So today, let's take a look at the destruction of Hindu civilization, remind ourselves of our past, and reclaim our Hindu identity. Let's start with phase 1, the Islamic invasions. This is from 800 to 1700 AD, the physical destruction of a Hindu civilization. Will Durant, in Story of Civilization, Our Oriental Heritage, had said that the Mohammedan conquest of India is probably the bloodiest story in history. The Islamic historians and scholars have recorded with great glee and pride the slaughter of Hindus, forced conversions, abduction of Hindu women and children to slave markets, and destruction of temples carried out by warriors of Islam during 800 AD to 1700 AD. Millions of Hindus were converted to Islam by the sword during this period, and millions more were raped and murdered and dismembered. And there are so many descriptions of the brutality, the vulgar nature of the attackers against Hinduism and Hindus on them. The descriptions that can really make you queasy, make you really remind ourselves of what Hindus, the torture that Hindus have been through, and what we have withstood. In fact, an example is a record from Abdullah Wasaf, who had said that describing the Islamic law prescribed by Hindus is conveyed by Ali bin Khilji by one of his qazis or legal advisors. In this time, they had actually described that Hindus are like mud. If silver is demanded from them, they must with greatest humility offer gold. If a Mohammedan desires to spit in a Hindu's mouth, they should open it wide for the purpose. God created Hindus to be slaves of Mohammedans. The Prophet hath ordained that. And if the Hindus do not accept Islam, they should be imprisoned, tortured, and finally put to death, and their property confiscated. To keep the Hindus in abasement, it is especially a religious duty because they are the most inveterate enemies of the Prophet. You're seeing a photograph or a portrayal here of Hindu women forced to wear garlands made from the bodies of butchered children. This is the reality of our past, of the torture that Hindus have been through. And it was a genocide before the genocide was even recorded. It was a destruction of a civilization that started the brutality against so many indigenous traditions. In total, the Islamic invasions had recorded more than 200 million Hindus slaughtered by Muslim invaders, more than 100,000 temples destroyed, and 1 million deities and sculptures destroyed. In a quotation by Kanhadade Prabandha, who says, the conquering Armies burnt villages, devastated the lands, plundered people's wealth, took Brahmins and children and women of all classes captive, flogged with thongs of rawhide hide, carried a moving prison with them, and converted the prisoners into obsequious Turks. And this is just a glimpse into the truth of what the Islamic invasions had done. Much of the impact is still there today. The libraries that were lost, the gurukuls that were lost, the destruction of the Hindu universities, everything started from this time period of physical destruction of the Hindu civilization. And after that, it was perpetuated by the most cunning and strategic way to enslave an entire civilization by the British occupation of India. A time was actually more aptly called the enslavement of the Hindu civilization. This was from 1700 AD to 1947. And this was the economic and psychological destruction of Hindu civilization. In another quote from Will Durant, who says, "I have seen a great people starving to death before my eyes, and I'm convinced that this exhaustion and starvation are due not, as their beneficiaries claim, to overpopulation and superstition, and to the most sordid and criminal exploitation of one nation by another in all recorded history." You can see photographs here, or a photograph here of the starving people who are dying because of the famines induced by the British occupation in around the 1800s. And there was a series of engineered famines over the course of years, but it starved to death 45 million people. However, only until recently was this even recognized as an engineered famine and not a famine that was by natural causes or by exhaustion or by overpopulation or superstition, as the beneficiaries or the ruling parties of the British occupation at that time had been claiming. It was the Bengal famines, which the British had employed in order to psychologically destroy an entire civilization. By starving people to death, by literally denying them their most basic right to live and survive without food, they were living and they were absolutely destroyed physically and psychologically. The worst kind of death that you can experience. And this was one of the ways, the possible means to destroy the Hindu civil and cultural institutions, and all in order to delegitimize and demoralize the indigenous peoples of India. And among many strategies, this famine was one of the worst, most inhumane things done against a certain ethnic population. Other things that was employed against Hindus were like discriminatory laws to instill feelings of racial inferiority, which was common among all indigenous traditions, annexed Hindu kingdoms to undermine native rule, mistranslated Hindu scriptures to instill anti-Hindu narratives, destroyed indigenous political system, and destroyed the local industries and forced importation of British goods. Each and every one of these is a cunning strategy, an elaborate plan in order to break the back of a whole civilization and ensure that they're never able to stand up on their feet again. We'll see in the next phase of the whole persecution and Holocaust against Hinduism, how the effect, the flavor of the British occupation in India is still existing until today. In fact, there's $45 trillion looted from India, 45 million Hindus who died due to famines and poverty, and 680 native kingdoms usurped by the British Raj. Shashi Tharoor of the Indian Parliament had even commented that the British came to one of the richest countries of the world. Over 200 years of exploitation, looting, and destruction reduced it to a poster child of third world poverty, which is the worst thing is that today Hindus and Hindu background and Hindu civilization, especially in India, are seen as a representation of what does poverty look like and what does violence look like. But all of these are narratives that were induced by the British occupation of India. And that brings us to phase 3, the secular India. In 1947, there was the so-called partition of India, where the British Empire had left India and they were no longer ruling. However, they left behind much of their attitudes and had left behind an imperial policy that their trusted people they had left behind were following diligently. For example, the first Prime Minister Nehru, had even said that what a disgusting, savage people we are. Politics, progress, socialism, communism, science, where are they before this black religious savagery? India can never be a Hindu republic. And this is the same mentality that has followed so many generations after generations and has given birth to modern day anti-Hindu narratives. And even B.R. Ambedkar, India's first law minister and principal architect of the Indian constitution, had said that if Hindu Raj doesn't become a fact, it will no doubt be the greatest calamity for this country. No matter what the Hindus say, Hinduism is a menace to liberty, equality, and fraternity. It is incompatible with democracy, and Hindu Raj must be prevented at all costs. This is the exact words of B.R. Ambedkar, who was India's first law minister. And as I was saying in the beginning of this segment, that democracy was actually sourced from Hinduism itself. There are so many references of equal right to vote between genders, between all castes, being exercised in the Hindu civilization before any other civilization on planet Earth. The modern Indian legal system and the academia and the media all systematically undermine, suppress, and delegitimize Hindu institutions and culture. For example, India's constitution established governmental control and taxation over Hindu temples, schools, and other religions are free from interference. Articles 26 to 30 of India's constitution discriminate against Hindus by giving special rights and benefits to non-Hindus, government benefits, scholarships, etc. Hindu kingdoms and self-governance was abolished, and superstition laws were passed to criminalize Hindu practices, and mainstream Indian academics describe Hindus as sexist, racist, backwards, and oppressors. And of course, negative media portrayals of Hindus in Bollywood continue to perpetuate the negative narratives of Hindu lineages, Hindu people, and Hindu ideology. And we're seeing that in power even until today. We're seeing how much the anti-Hindu narrative is playing its game and ruling the minds of the next generation and taking away so many people. Media narratives used to stereotype and demoralize Hindus. We all know that a media is a very pivotal and has a extremely influential role in the shaping of a human consciousness, and of course also furthering political agendas. Racist British colonial stereotypes portraying Hindus in a superstitious, backwards, dishonest, and corrupt way are perpetuating the brown British successors, and in modern India are unabated, are continuously being spread and funded, invested in by large anti-Hindu corporations as well as other forms of and institutions in power. And this is going absolutely unchecked by different kinds of people who are responsible, primarily us Hindus. We are responsible for the way that Hinduism is dwindling in population and across the world, is the fastest dying religion in the world, and we are responsible for our next generation not even knowing any kind of benefit, any kind of value in this Hindu scriptures and Hindu teachings. We are responsible for it if our family members, or if our next generation, or if our friends or family who are Hindu, who are born Hindu, but are not practicing Hinduism and seeing the value of Hinduism. We, each and every one of us, Hindus are responsible for ensuring that we are, as a collective, reviving the Hindu nation. Today, Hinduism is a political orphan. It needs a nation where the practice can be protected, where the population is protected, the right to practice, the right for our beliefs is happening, and we can live without fear of continuous character assassination or illegal arrest or persecution or being victims of rape, sexual abuse, or genocide. Swamiji is a foremost leader of the creation of the revival of the Hindu nation, and he is standing for a bold vision for a Hindu civilization happening on planet Earth once again. Swamiji beautifully says and declares to the world, during the time of the Mahabharata, we Hindus had 56 deshas or countries, 200 states, 1,700 samsthanas or provinces, and 10,000 sampradayas. In all 56, we Hindus are persecuted, and the last one to fall was Nepal. I am the collective voice of all the persecuted Hindus. I will revive and rebuild a Hindu nation built on Vedagamic principles as a refuge for all practicing and aspiring Hindus, a safe haven for all persecuted Hindus. This is a direct quote of what Swamiji has said, a bold, courageous vision of integrity of Hindus and Hindus all over the world coming together in order to revive Sanatana Hindu Dharma. This revival of Kailasa, the Hindu nation, is for reviving the whole life of enlightened civilization and all the great things it has to offer to the world. Living a civilization of the Ramarajya and the Hindu kingdom led by Yudhishthira, bringing legitimacy to all of the offerings of Sanatana Hindu Dharma and sharing it with the whole world is the purpose of Kailasa, the Hindu nation. Hindus ourselves, we have to be proud that we are inheritors of this Hindu knowledge, tradition, and culture. We, each and every one of us, has in our blood itself the secrets to the whole universe, and we are able to access this with our scriptures, with our community, and with everything that our ancestors have done in order to protect and to revive this culture for the future, for us to enjoy. In Kailasa, there is a revival of cosmic constitution. Kailasa is a model nation of how an enlightened civilization should be living and administered. Politics, judiciary, education, economy, everything will be revived. As Paramashivoham revealed in Vedagamic scriptures, in Sanatana Hindu Dharma's scriptures. This will be the place on earth where there is sovereignty for the ultimate wisdom of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And the rule of the cosmos will rule the land as well. And it is a land where Dharma can be protected, and each one of us Hindus will be able to survive, to be able to practice, and be able to experience the fruition of the Hindu teachings and scriptures. Kailasa is a nation where Sanatana Hindu Dharma is absolutely protected and is going to be revived, is already revived by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Swamiji has actually literally revived Sanatana Hindu Dharma for each and every one of us. And being one of the most persecuted civilizations, Hinduism is on the brink of extinction, such that the next generation may know about Hinduism only through history books, and history books that don't even tell the full story. We have to, each and every one of us, understand what we can do to stand up for Hindu civilization and all that it has to offer to the world. We have to remember and bring out the details of the Hindu Holocaust. We must ensure that the world, the international audience, knows the crimes done against Hindus even until today. And we must stand and bring an end to the violence that is ongoing continuously in Hindu nations that were once Hindu nations and the once Hindu deshas. Today, Hinduism is a political orphan, and the preservation and restoration of Hinduism's spiritual and cultural heritage is impossible without a national identity. We can give you examples of so many laws which it discredits and illegalizes, criminalizes Hindu practices, rituals, and Hindu sentiment. We are always blocked by, in some way or form, a institution in power which is anti-Hindu in every nation which was once Hindu. There is no place on earth where Hinduism can survive. Only in Kailasa it is actually surviving, it is actually protected, and will be a place where this sacred science and the spiritual sciences of Sanatana Hindu Dharma rule as the sovereign of the land. This is time that we, each and every one of us, has to reclaim our Hindu identity. And no, you don't have to be born Hindu in order to have Hindu identity. You just need to recognize that the best of this world, the best of what each and every one of us know in our society, in our knowledge, in our education system, in every single field, is inherently Hindu, and the source is Hinduism. If we today, as Hindus, are happy, if we're feeling that we are respected in society, if we're feeling that we are stable, we have a stable family, if we're feeling that we are financially well off, we're wealthy, and we're rich, if we are having the abundance of health, or we have at least the resources to take care of our health, it is because of Hinduism. Hinduism is responsible. Hindu identity is responsible, and Hindu scriptures are at most responsible. It is the Hindu scriptures that gave us the best mental setup. The DNA which has literally survived, even though we are the last ancient civilization living today. All the best things we Hindus have is because of the Hindu scripture. And if you already noticed, Hindus are among the most educated religious group in most countries outside of India. And especially, we also have an example of in the United States, how the Hindus are the most educated religious group. And as well, the religious group that has the least divorce rate, that and is able to have the most amount of jobs in software and technology as doctors, with the most responsible and the most cutting edge businesses today. Hindus are the richest and most successful ethnic community in the world. Hindu scriptures, lifestyle, and our enlightened masters are responsible for this. Hindu thought currents are responsible for this. And if we today are seeing a dwindling Hindu population, if we are seeing and continuously bombarded by anti-Hindu attacks, it is not just because of anti-Hindu elements being active. It is because we responsible Hindus are inactive. It is responsible, and it is we who are responsible for this whole destruction of Hinduism. Let us take responsibility now for Hinduism, and let all Hindus all over the world reclaim our Hindu identity. Our Hindu identity means reminding ourselves of what it means to be a proud Hindu, but that we know that the stability that we have, that the health and the wealth and the beautiful relationships that we have is because of our upbringing, and that upbringing is a product of our ancestors and their hard work to protect Dharma, to ensure that integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching our flourishing core principles of our entire civilization. And it's our responsibility today that even if we have forgotten, to remind ourselves and at least now begin again to revive this ancient knowledge system and protect these sacred sciences. It is our responsibility as Hindus. And you can today ensure that you are taking up responsibility, that you can become a part of this revival. Swamiji has already done 99.9% of the job. And each and every one of us is enjoying Kailasa already through more than 300 authored books of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, through daily programs in this platform, through temples, enlightenment ecosystems, goshalas, gurukuls, all over the world. We are enjoying Kailasa. And today, we can each and every one of us become part of Kailasa more and more, become more involved, become more excited, and be able to be a part of this grand narrative of the cosmos itself and the revival of this ancient Hindu nation. Knowing that we Hindus have the solution for every single problem that modern day humans are facing, whether it is depression, whether it is drug abuse or suicide, and or it is the global warming, every single thing, Hindus have a solution. In fact, according to the World Health Organization, globally more than 264 million people of all ages are suffering from depression right now. According to the World Drug Report, 35 million people worldwide suffer from drug use disorders, and close to 800,000 people are dying due to suicide. And 70 billion land animals are killed for food every year. It is a responsibility of Hindus to revive the ancient Hindu civilization again and again and give the gifts of humanity, give the gifts to humanity of the enlightened civilization. Revival of the enlightened civilization, Kailasa, is literally the survival need of humanity. Whether it is depression or drug abuse and addiction, whether it is violence against animals and the maltreatment of animals, and global warming itself. In every single way, the Hindu civilization is having a solution and is based in the values that prevent these crimes against humanity from being perpetuated in a vicious cycle. So this is an invitation to all Hindus all over the world, an invitation to all the born Hindus, practicing Hindus, sympathetic Hindus, curious towards Hinduism perhaps, or wanting to explore and enjoy Hinduism. Please become a part of this grand revival. And you can do that today by becoming an e-citizen of Kailasa. If you'd like to become an e-citizen of Kailasa and enjoy the benefits of being a part of this great Hindu tradition, and being a part of this revival of the Hindu nation, and standing up, taking responsibility, reclaiming our Hindu identity, please go to kailasa.org immediately and register yourself for a e-passport. You can enjoy the benefits of being an e-Kailashian, and you can also be proud to be a part of the revival of a Hindu nation led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And you can also become a part by participating in social media actively. We have so many ways that you can be a part by liking on Facebook, by becoming a member on YouTube, by commenting, by subscribing, by following on Twitter and tweeting, tagging at Sri Nithyananda and making sure that you are reclaiming your Hindu identity. And you can ensure that every single day you are participating, you're part of this digital nation by participating in the programs, the various events, and the greatest revival of the Hindu nation. And today being the day of Gita Jayanti, as an ode and offering in gratitude to Bhagavan Sri Krishna who revealed the Bhagavad Gita, we can stand up to become a part of this revival of Kailasa, the Hindu nation, and become a part of the world's foremost and strongest movement in order to protect the Hindu scriptures from being lost entirely, and the revival of Hindu scriptures that we have lost completely as well from the Akashic reading. So in so many ways, Swamiji has been working towards the revival of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and you can as well become a part. Now, as we are coming to a conclusion of this segment, let us conclude with the words of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself on why Sri Kailasa is needed for humanity.
I have incorporated this Kailasa, nation without borders. Kailasa, nation without borders. In a way, I can say whole universe is the Kailasa. Kailasa, nation without borders. I've incorporated in multiple countries. Each Kailasa will function in their own countries as per that country's law, within that country's law. Understand? The Kailasa is revived to do contribution, uniting the nations for contribution. Hinduism, Veda Agamas have great things to contribute to the world. Like the great power manifestation science, the ancient culture and arts, the ancient lifestyle truths, the ancient medical practices and medicinal knowledge, the ancient indigenous cultural heritage and jewelry, perfume, dance, music. In every level, Hinduism has so much to contribute. Veda Agamic traditions have so much to contribute. To share all this with the world, to contribute to the world. Hindus need to tell the world what they are contributing in every level. The brand of Hinduism itself is enriching and empowering and enlightening. Hinduism is all about enlightening the world. Empowering, enlightening, enriching the world. Contributing. That is our spiritual life. That is our spiritual strength. That is our spiritual core principle. O humanity, I request you with folded hands, some one corner of the world, if you just give me few hundred acres, I will keep this whole science alive. Leave it for the whole humanity freely. Fortunately, Paramashiva has given me the power to decode all this Hindu medicinal system, Hindu judiciary system, Hindu social law and order system, Hindu power manifestation system, Hindu mental sciences system, Hindu yogic sciences, the sciences of Hindu biology, Hindu physics, Hindu psychology, Hindu physiology, Hindu chemistry, all this Paramashiva has given me the power to decode. Whatever the remaining scriptures are available with the humanity, Paramashiva has blessed me, and I have collected, not only I have collected and organized, I can decode. This whole science can be kept alive in any one corner of the world. Just few hundred acres are given for me to live peacefully and exist peacefully. I can store this whole thing alive and contribute it to humanity. Humanity can become better and better and better. I can make the planet Earth so much better place to live I am here to contribute, and I will continue to contribute. As long as I am allowed to live, I will contribute. I have collected all the remaining available scriptures, maybe 2 crore books. 2 crore means 20 million, I think, books on Hindu physics, Hindu chemistry, Hindu biology, Hindu physiology, Hindu psychology, Hindu law and order, Hindu social system, the power manifestation sciences of Hinduism, yogic sciences of Hinduism. I have collected, and Paramashiva has given me the blessings and power to decode. I have decoded and continuing to decode them. If the humanity, somebody is kind enough to give me few hundred acres in one corner of the world and let me live peacefully, I can keep all these scriptures there and go on sharing with the world, revealing these whole sciences to the world, and go on contributing. I don't need anything other than 1 cup of curd rice every day. That's all. A cup of curd rice per day, over. I can go on be giving this to the world. I can add to the world. I can make the world better place to live. That's all I have to say. Thousands of medicines are described detail in ancient Siddha and Ayurvedic scriptures. Paramashiva has given me the power to decode them, read them, and properly translate and map them to the modern day human language. And I am ready to work 20 hours a day. I just need few hundred acres where I can sit peacefully and keep this library, run a Gurukul where thousands of people can learn this and share it with the world, understand. I am only interested in contributing. If we can decode all this great knowledge, whole world can prosper from this knowledge. Whole world can enjoy from this knowledge. If I prosper, I will only create a university. I will not create anything else. If the Hindus prosper, they will only create education institutions. Because Hinduism is all about giving, contributing. If I prosper, I'll create university, that's all. Kailasa is all about university, to decode the ancient sciences and share with the world. Understand? Every day I am sitting and going on decoding, writing notes on my books and writing details on my books. Whether it is making human beings manifest powers And I have also now started downloading and decoding the science of making animals manifest powers. Whether making people manifest powers or healing, in every level, life is all about contribution, contribution, contribution.
Yes. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is literally ensuring that each and every one of us is able to practice Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and promising us the most ultimate state, the most ultimate space, and the experience of living enlightenment, making it as tangible as ever, as practical as ever, and delivering it to us, each and every one of us, as our reality. And not only in a spiritual sense, but in a very, very practical, philosophical manner. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is ensuring that Sanatana Hindu Dharma is protected and Kailasa is revived. And Swamiji has done already the 99.9% of the job of reviving Kailasa. And the cosmos orchestrated this whole advent of the avatar landing on planet Earth today for each and every one of us. And today, now unraveling this grand Leela of the revival of Kailasa for each and every one of us to be liberated and enjoy, celebrate with existence. So each and every one of us can become a part now. I invite you once again to become a part by joining as e-Kailashian. You can register at kailasa.org. And as well, you can like, follow, subscribe on all the different social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or on YouTube, and be able to become a part of Kailasa. And also, if you would like to be a part of this intense, immense revival of Sanatana Hindu Dharma that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is doing, then, and you'd like to offer whatever you want to, you can do so through the e-Hundi or through the YouTube Super Chat right now. And the YouTube Super Chat is available for any of the YouTube members who are there who can chat and who want to offer any amount as a part of this grand revival of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And do your part, whatever you can today, right now, for being a part of this revival. You can also use the gateway, kailasamailer.com/sevas, and you'll be able to make a donation if you'd like to for becoming a part of this revival. You can make a donation at your will, at how much ever is your comfort, and it doesn't need to be too much. Doesn't need to be it doesn't need to be a substantial amount. It can only be whatever you can do right now, whatever you feel you want to offer out of your gratitude and to be a part of this revival. And of course, an available opportunity is always there for you to register and be an e-Kailashian and get your e-passport today. And with this, we are going to be moving on into the next segment of today's program. And I'd like to remind everyone once again, before we go on, that today is the most auspicious day of Gita Jayanti. And coming up in a few hours, within less than 24 hours, we will be having the grace, the divine presence of Parandhama, of Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself in his most opulent form. And just as 5,000 years ago, Bhagavan Sri Krishna had narrated the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna in his weakest moment, today the incarnation of Krishna himself, the very bioenergy of Krishna, is manifesting and walking on planet Earth and making himself available for each and every one of us to connect with Krishna, with that energy, and manifest the ultimate space. The speciality of today's darshan is going to be the Divya Chakshu initiation. Upon just before giving the Vishwarupa Darshanam to Arjuna, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, "You cannot see me, you cannot perceive me, you cannot cognize me with just your two eyes." So Bhagavan Sri Krishna initiates Arjuna into the Divya Chakshu, meaning the divine third eye, the divine eye, and he says, "See me through this form now," and he gives the Vishwarupa Darshanam. So just in that same way, we are going to be walking through this same experience with for each and every one of us with our own beloved Sri Krishna, who has happened on planet Earth once again in the form of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And I invite each and every one of you to register for the program, to ensure that you're getting all of the information for the program today that's happening today, and stay tuned for the upcoming announcements for the program happening shortly. And once again, also share all of the different with all your friends, share with all your family, everyone, that this is a huge opportunity and initiation that you can have today. Just as Arjuna had 5,000 years ago on this very day, as the stars, the planets, and the whole universe aligned for Arjuna, today it is doing it for you. So make sure that you are registering and you are getting ready for the Divya Chakshu initiation and for the Parandhama Vishwarupa Darshanam. So with this, we'll be taking a short break, and we'll to you after a short break to continue today's program.
What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasa, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystems. I invite all of you
get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become Kailasians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
Yes, Nithyananda, welcome back to all of the viewers. Now, I was just talking about Gita Jayanti, and we are celebrating this auspicious day of Gita Jayanti today. So, and in just a few short hours, we're going to be commencing the program for Gita Jayanti and our journey to experience the Vishwarupa Parandhama Darshan, or the Parandhama Vishwarupa Darshan. And Mashri was asking where to register. Thank you, Ma, for commenting. We can make sure that you stay tuned for the updates on the social media platforms of Kailasa and the Supreme Pontifical Hinduism, and the links will be made available for you to ensure that you are joining the program wherever you are, and you are able to comfortably be settled for the program. So do stay tuned and ensure that you are staying close with the updates on the Facebook page as well as Twitter. You can stay tuned. Now we're going to be entering into the next segment where we're going to be understanding one more revelation of Devi Parashakti. And Amidst this huge pralaya that we are ongoing, Devi Parashakti is manifesting for each and every one of us as literally a boat that is sailing us through this pralaya. And in fact, this is referred in many scriptures. For example, the Guru Padaka Stotram. In the Guru Padaka Stotram, composed by Sri Adi Shankaracharya, a powerful incarnation of Paramashiva, the very first verse describes how the Guru Padaka is the boat that helps us cross the Ananta Samsara Samudra, the endless ocean of samsara, or the seemingly endless ocean of samsara. And I'd just like to chant that verse in remembrance of the great sacred sentiment of the Guru Padaka. Because it directly speaks into what I'm sure many of us are going through right now. Ananta samsara samudradara naukaitabhyam Sri Guru Bhakti Dabhyam Vairagya Samrajada Pujanabhyam Namo Namaha Sri Guru Padukabhyam. This verse means salutations to the sandals of my Guru, which is the boat which helps me cross the endless ocean of life, which endows me with a sense of devotion to my Guru, and by worship of which I attain the dominion of renunciation. I'm sure that many of us feel stuck in the same storming and raging ocean that is being described here, being unable to navigate ourselves, lost in the overwhelming suffering that surrounds us during the pralaya, the great deluge. Our loved ones are dying due to the pandemic, our homes are being destroyed due to natural disasters, social institutions are crumbling, and the whole humanity is desperate and in dire need of hope. It's at this time that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the incarnation of the cosmic superconsciousness, out of his love and compassion, and having taken the spiritual responsibility for uplifting the whole humanity and giving the superconscious breakthrough, is manifesting as Devi Parashakti, the cosmic mother, guiding us, healing us, giving us the assurance that she will be there and that she will literally be the boat that sails us through this pralaya. She is manifesting and answering all of our prayers, granting us boons, and she has not just attended to each and every one of us individually, as you might know. Devi Parashakti has attended to us as a humanity at large. And she has revealed the sacred secrets of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, profound revelations that no one has ever been able to map, and as well has given us warnings for the future regarding global issues as well, the COVID pandemic, natural disasters, fires, floods, and even given us insight into the twisted human conspiracies and underground wars which have not yet surfaced to common knowledge as yet. Devi Parashakti has continuously been there and continuously guiding us as we are trying to navigate in this time especially. So now let us take a look at one specific revelation where Devi Parashakti has given us guidance. We're going to see the statistical, scientific, and scriptural references of each sacred revelation, which is manifested precisely as the same guidance emerged from Devi Parashakti. And for us to imbibe it deeply and literally follow what Devi Parashakti says, as per her guidance with complete integrity, as she protects us until the storm ends and we are safely harbored at the shores of our consciousness. In this segment, we're going to be understanding Devi Parashakti's revelation on sea levels rising. Rising sea levels, floods, storming oceans are actually not a uncommon motif in the age of a pralaya. In fact, pralayas have happened time and again, and this exact same thing has happened time and time again over the course of thousands of years. It's always an indicator of a pralaya, floods. In fact, when the Meena avatar, the fish avatar of Vishnu, came down and warned Vaivasvata Manu of the upcoming floods, that were happening, he warned and told that he should create a boat at this time. Let's now watch Devi Parashakti, who is manifested to give us the same revelation, the same warning for us today.
Om Andreas Kal மூன்றாம் உலகப் போரிலிருந்து தப்பிக்க எந்நாடு பாதுகாப்பென்று கேட்கின்றாய், கேட்டுக்கொள் சொல்வதை எல்லாம். மத்திய கிழக்கிலே போர், இந்தியாவில் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்று மற்றும் கடல் உயர் எழும்பல் எனும் மூன்றில் இருந்தும் காவல் கைலாசம் ஒன்றே. வாழ்விற்கு அதுவே நன்றே. முடிந்தால் வந்து சேர்ந்திடு. ஓம் ஓம்.
Now let us see Devi Parashakti's revelation mapped into English. What Devi Parashakti revealed to us and what she is warning us right now. Devi Parashakti said, "You are asking which country is safe to escape from the Third World War. Listen to everything which is said. War in the Middle East, deadly corona in India, and rising sea levels. Protection from all three is one and only Kailasa. Only it is good for life, if possible, come and reach." This was Devi Parashakti's warning and her cry to ensure that each and every one of us are protected at this time, and making sure that we are taking heed to her warnings. Within just a few months and weeks, we saw how Devi Parashakti's revelations were coming true and were literally coming true, happening exactly as she has revealed. In fact, for this particular revelation, on the 19th of May 2021, while answering one of the prayers of the devotees, Devi Parashakti had warned about sea levels rising and the cascading effects of climate change on the climate change crisis on humanity. And exactly on the 20th of May, the biggest ever iceberg broke off, which was 70 times the size of Manhattan, posing a huge threat to humanity and causing sea levels to drastically rise. So now let us see the scientific articles about the sea levels rising. And here we're seeing an article from ABC News where it says that on the 20th of May 2021, the world's largest iceberg broke off an Antarctic shelf. It says in the article that an enormous chunk of ice bigger than Rhode Island has broken off an Antarctic ice shelf, according to the European Space Agency. The floating mass covers more than 1,600 miles, making it the largest iceberg in the world. And this, of course, has contributed greatly to the rising sea levels. And we're seeing here a projection of the rising global mean sea levels by 2300, so 300 years into the future. You're seeing an accelerated rate. You're seeing the global mean sea level rising, the projected rate also accelerating. And it says here that scientists use representative concentration pathways to calculate the future projections based on near-term emission strategies and their expected outcomes in the future. And this is sourced from Earth Observatory of NASA, where they have collected this data and produced these charts in order to tell us what is the projections of sea levels rising because of global warming. And we have another article here by NASA We're saying that sea level will rise 1 to 8 feet by 2100. It says that global sea level has risen by about 8 inches since the reliable record keeping began in 1880. It is projected to rise another 1 to 8 feet by 2100. And this is a result of added water from melting land ice and the expansion of the seawater as it warms. In the next several decades, storm surges and high tides could combine with sea level rise and land subsidence to further increasing flooding in many regions. So we're seeing this exact series of events, the storm surges, the high tides, and as well as the land subsidence to further increase flooding in many regions happen before our eyes in a sequence of events. After May of this year, after Devi Parashakti has given revelation on sea levels rising, after this Devi Parashakti's warning, we have seen exactly this happen. And NASA and as well many other articles, as we're going to see, have given us proof of what Devi Parashakti revealed coming true. And not only that, they're saying that sea levels will continue to rise. So who does this affect the most? Of course, in the United States, almost 40% of the population lives in relatively high population density coastal areas. And globally, 8 of the world's 10 largest cities are near a coast, according to the UN Atlas of Oceans. So that means millions of people have to reconsider their living location, and governments, institutions across the world need to reorganize and re-strategize where they're putting their money, because this could mean billions of dollars of loss in damage and destruction due to flooding and sea levels rising and the coastlines becoming more and more inward. So even we're seeing this today in cities such as Chennai as well as San Francisco, all over the world, where they're affected by flooding and they're affected by the sea levels rising, where they're affected by the extremely dynamic coastal lines, where one day it is very low tide and one day nuisance flooding is happening and the high tide is occurring. So as you can see, there's a 300 to 900% more frequent nuisance flooding than it was 50 years ago. Higher background water levels mean that deadly and destructive storm surges, such as those associated with Hurricane Katrina, Superstorm Sandy, and Hurricane Michael, push further inland than they once did. Higher sea levels also mean more frequent high tide flooding, sometimes called nuisance flooding. So what is exactly causing sea levels to rise? One of the most obvious answers here is global warming. It is causing the global mean sea level to rise. And that is in 2 ways. One, by glaciers and ice sheets worldwide melting and adding water to the ocean. And second, by the volume of the ocean expanding as water warms. A third, much smaller contributor to sea levels rising is the decline in amount of liquid water on land, aquifers, lakes, and reservoirs, and this shift of liquid water from land to ocean is largely due to groundwater pumping. You're seeing an example here of the Purdisan Glacier in 1917 and compared to 2005. In 1917, we're seeing a full-fledged glacier. We're seeing how very much it is there. But in 2005, the entire glacier has disappeared to just being grassland. So you can see just over the course of less than 100 years, the glacier has entirely melted and literally has given no evidence of being there in the first place. And due to this, we know for a fact that the global warming is happening, and it is a very much tangible, very much a reality that we must face and find a solution for. And not only we have seen this reality of global mean sea level rising and the glaciers, the ice melting, but also the pace of the global sea level rising becoming accelerated. So the global sea level rise more than doubled, the pace more than doubled from 1.4 millimeters per year throughout the most of the 20th century to 3.6 millimeters per year from 2006 to 2015. So that's just a 10-year period compared to the 100 years before that, where it was just 1.4 millimeters per year. And Devi Parashakti also had revealed this revelation in May of this year. In August, 2 to 3 months later, the UN published a code red warning of worsening global warming and rising sea levels. This is a headline from AP saying, Code Red, UN scientists warn of worsening global warming, from August 10th of 2021. The UN article went on to describe how the effects of the sea levels rising will be irreversible for centuries to millennia, and that the world is locked in to 15 to 30 centimeters of sea level rise by mid-century, telling that it is very much a fact, very much going to happen. The sea levels will rise, and so many of us will be affected by it. When it comes to global warming, even if we significantly curb emissions, more than a third of the world's remaining glaciers have already melted and will melt before 2100. And we've already seen that 95% of the oldest and thickest ice in the Arctic is already gone. You're seeing some photographs here of very, very drastic changes in the Arctic shelves that are existing still in the North and South poles. So we're also seeing the cascading effects of sea levels rising, affecting more and more people. So here you're seeing an article from CNN on how more than 150 people were still missing in July of 2021 after German floods had literally made cities and towns inhabitable for the people. You can see here in the photograph how they had literally destroyed a home and made it absolutely unlivable. And also, we're seeing in several other articles, Science Journal, and another article here where the deadly floods in Europe had left scientists shocked and had just shown that the worsening state of climate change is going to affect more and more people. Now, we have seen thus far the problem that we have at hand and the amount of which that problem has really gone out of control, exacerbated to the point of a snowball effect, to the point of us not being able to manage it any longer. Now, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has given us and revived solutions from Sanatana Hindu Dharma for the ongoing global warming crisis. And among those, non-violence is the key.
The human beings have become so distanced from the real life, are ready to explore things. We become so far away from, at least I can tell you from my experience, village boy. When I was 5 or 6, I opened all the alarm clocks in my house and I'll set it back, put it back. I don't see all that in the modern day kids. It's all about that stupid cell phone. Involvement with the reality has drastically reduced. Our whole life is nothing but the screen. Whether your love, your relationships, even your sex, everything is limited to that screen. Am I right? Almost. No, almost. Everything has been reduced to that screen. Involvement with the reality has drastically come down. It is so unfortunate, especially the food, the plastic food dumped into your system. See, all the things which you eat, none of them have life. They are all not grown from life. My guru used to tell, please walk without chappal or covering your feet. Whatever grows in that land, eat, because Mother Earth records when you walk without shoes what all the ingredients are missing in your body. She records what you need for your body, nutrients or vitamins, whatever. Whatever is missing in your body, she produces in that food which grows in that land. And eat that and live. It is too mind-boggling concept. I tell you, only after I started doing it, I realized you don't need any external medicine if you know to live with the nature. Mother Earth, Bhumata, walk on the earth without shoes. In that land, what grows will supply exactly what you need for your body. Looks too difficult to believe, but after I started doing that, I realized it. Your body does not need any other medicine, anything else. Actually, maybe 2 years before, due to these continuous classes, day and night, and in the night time, the web-based programs for the outside India, all these, my whole eating habits have gone chaos, and no question of rest. It became like a too much on the system. So I had some stomach issues. I remembered my guru telling this, walk on the earth and what grows eat. So I started walking without chappal for a few days. Suddenly I saw in my courtyard a new plant coming up. No seed, nothing, just coming up. I was wondering what is going on. How come suddenly, between the rocks, new plant coming up. And one of the devotee Ayurvedic doctor, he said, Swamiji, if you can get this plant and add it in your food, your stomach will be completely healed. I said, where to get? When he walked into the courtyard, he said, this is the plant. This is the plant. Throughout the campus we searched, we did not find another one. Nobody knows from where the seed has come, from where the plant has come. Understand, it is not that just for me miraculously nature is doing. It is the nature's life. I was ready to play with it, so she showed the miracles to me. Anybody willing to play with her, she shows her miracles to you. Nature is miraculous. If we are ready to play, she shows it. She demonstrates her love, her care. If we go back to the food with life, our life also will start more interacting, more alive, more vibrant, more overflowing.
Yes. So as you can see, Swamiji has given us a extremely practical solution to violence in order to heal the Mother Earth. Now, let's see a little bit more about non-violence, but Swamiji has spoken on it, and how non-violence is the narrative of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Swamiji has spoken so much on non-violence, on how non-violence is the core principle of Dharma, and it is the most highest principle means ahimsa paramo dharma. Is also what is spoken in Mahabharata and what Swamiji has taught over and is how Swamiji is reviving the entire Kailasa. So let us watch this video on how non-violence is the grand narrative of Hinduism.
We often believe that exacting revenge is a form of emotional release and that getting retribution will help us feel better. Especially this modern day cinema, entertainment industry cult brainwashes you. The act of revenge as a way of gaining closure after a wrong is done. No! I tell you the truth, revenge has the opposite effect. Revenge is like a korangu sorinjikra mari, ari padangadu. Tamil they say that monkey feeling itching and scratching itself is never going to settle down. Till that monkey dies, it will not settle down because it will create a wound and it will not keep quiet with that wound. That same wound it will scratch more and more. And it will be more infection, finally the monkey will die. Orangu sorinjikittadum, nama violence la vidaradum onnu. Understand? Mass media, cult, entertainment industry, TV and cinema, cult is brainwashing you. Telling that revenge is heroism, violence is heroism. No, it is not. Non-violence is heroism. I tell you. In every level, non-violence as a strategy. Because you see, non-violence makes you realize more and more oneness. It strengthens the oneness. Oneness strengthens the non-violence and non-violence strengthens the oneness. You need to understand the context. Only then you will understand how this non-violence can be a successful strategy. If you miss one or two components and do it out of wrong context, it will become a mess. It will become a laziness and non-involvement. Laziness and non-involvement is not non-violence. Don't use non-violence brand and tag to justify your non-involvement and laziness. No. That's what Arjuna was trying to do in the Arjuna Vishada Yoga. He was telling Krishna, oh, why should I kill people? Why should I kill people? Let me go away and become a sannyasi. This fellow, when he went to do tapas in the forest also, he got married to a girl. Every time this fellow goes for tapas, whether he brings boons or not, he brings girls. Alright, no disrespect to Arjuna. Incarnation of Nara and Narayana. So no disrespect to Arjuna. Non-violence should not be misconstrued or should not be used to portray your non-involvement and laziness, tiredness and boredom. Hinduism is actively enriched. World will become great place. Not only we are a non-violent tradition, we believe in consciousness. We have the science of consciousness, raising the quality of the humanity. We believe in it, we spread it, we live it. We be, live, believe. Let us all understand. Non-violence need to be actively lived, be lived, believed and actively enriched. Actively enriched. All I wanted all of you to know what Hindus miss, Sri Kailasa should do. Do Tyaga, to tell the world actively, enrich the world actively about Hinduism. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha. Ahimsa is the highest value as per Hinduism. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha. That is the grand narrative of Hinduism. Non-violence is the grand narrative of Hinduism. We need to tell that grand narrative to the whole world. Actively. Actively we need to tell that grand narrative to the whole world. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha. Tyaga, non-violence, unclutching, all these are not inactive, tamasic, inertia, lazy, tired, bored, withdrawn lifestyle. Non-violence means not only you will be non-violent, ahimsa, established in ahimsa, you will actively practice ahimsa and enrich everyone to live ahimsa. You will create an ecosystem where ahimsa can be practiced with integrity. Understand? All the infrastructures needed to keep the non-violence ahimsa alive. Media is the non-violent way of reaching out to people and telling the real truths and facts. Like media, education mechanisms, everything should be actively filled with the truths, ideas about non-violence, yaga, spiritual strength, powerful cognitions, all these great truths. Listen. Again and again and again, many are trying to harass me through the social media and all other way, saying that, oh, you are teaching constantly non-violence, ahimsa, peace. Don't you see you are making Hindus weaker and weaker? Understand? If Hindus listen to what I am saying sincerely, they will understand I am trying to make them really stronger. Understand? Strength is intelligent way of existing.
Yes, today being the very day of Gita Jayanti, it is a most opportune, perfect time for us to observe the highest principle of ahimsa paramo dharmaha, which is ultimately the solution that we can apply for the climate change crisis that we are undergoing as a humanity all over the world. Now, having applied this, having understood this, we can see the Devi Parashakti over the course of the last 6 to 7 months continuously giving us darshan, guiding us, and ensuring that each and every one of us are entirely protected and steered towards the right path without any effort on our side. Merely just a click of a finger or just the swipe of our finger, we are able to have the darshan of the divine and be able to relate with them as if they're our old friends and ultimate guide. And just like that, just as Arjuna had felt for Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself, They are making the divine cosmic beings are making themselves available through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in this very platform itself. So we can offer our gratitude and ultimately remember that this is the best way that Swamiji has provided a way for us to live the enlightenment, especially during this time of Pralaya. Once again, reminding all the viewers that if you would like to become a part of this revival, if you see the amount of the work that Swamiji has been doing for the revival of Kailasa, for bringing Hindu solutions for modern day crises and problems, and of course for bringing the enlightened living state, space, and powers right to your phone screen or your tablet or your TV at your home, on your couch, wherever you are. You can do so through the YouTube Super Chat or the e-Hundi offering. And we can also ensure that we are as well going into offering any one of the sevas that we have available for you to do today for Devi Parashakti out of your intense gratitude. So we'll now be moving on into the next segments. Astral Electric.
What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasa, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystems.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually, the spiritual prosperity happen to whole planet there. We all have to coexist together.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being, Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become Kailasian.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life we can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasa, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Peethas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashiva will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva.
Nithyanandan, yes, and welcome back to this segment where we'll be learning about the various offerings that we can offer to Devi Parashakti. So the first offering we have is the offering of the E-Hundi, where we can offer any amount and multiple currencies as our token of gratitude, our offering of love and devotion to Devi Parashakti. And Devi is described as Bhakti Priya, the one who is fond of true devotion. And this verse from the Lalita Sahasranama describes Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vashya, Bhaya Paha, Shambhavi Sharadharadhya Sharvani Sharmadaini. And the translation for this verse is, it says, Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion, and she removes all fear. If there's any fear in the minds of devotees, Devi is sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn. Here it is meant the autumn of our lives, when our thoughts turn more and more inwards. The role of the divine is known and understood clearly. The need for Devi worship then becomes stronger. And Shambhavi is the consort of Shambhu, Lord Shiva. Sharada Radhya is the one who is worshipped by Devi Sharada, Devi Saraswati. Sharvani is the wife of Lord Shiva. Linga Purana says Lord Shiva is described as Sharva in his earth form. Sharmadayini is Devi who bestows happiness on devotees. And you can make your offering of gratitude and devotion to Devi Parashakti by offering your Kanika, your token of devotion in the e-hundi offerings in multiple currencies and any amount as you wish to offer. The e-hundi offerings are similar to the hundi offerings in a temple, where when we receive the darshan of the divine, we can make any offering of our choice. And you can register for this offering on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas. The next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Sankalpa chanting, the conscious resolution, the conscious prayer to Devi Parashakti. And in the Saundarya Lahari, it is described, let the mantras I chant with the sacrifice in my soul become chanting of your name. Let all my movements become auspicious mudras. Let my travel become perambulations around thee. Let the act of eating and drinking become fire offerings or oblations in the homa or yajna to thee. Let my act of sleeping become salutations to you, and let all actions of pleasure of mine become part of your worship. So when you make the sankalpa, the conscious resolution, the conscious prayer to Devi Parashakti, the blessings for both asked and unasked prayers, remembered and forgotten wishes are granted, are showered upon by Devi Parashakti. By the grace of Devi Parashakti, all the prayers and wishes simply manifest. So you can make this offering of the Sankalpa chanting, the conscious prayer to Devi Parashakti, on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas. The next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Devi Sahasranama Swarnakasu, which is the offering of the pure gold coin, each coin inscribed with one of the 1,008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. And each of these names, which describe the very divine qualities, the very divine attributes, the Ananta Kalyana Gunas of Devi Parashakti, each coin is inscribed with one of these very powerful names. And when you make this offering, you're also blessed to imbibe these very same divine qualities of Devi Parashakti herself, to manifest and awaken these very same divine attributes of Devi Parashakti within you. So you can make this offering of the Devi Sahasranama Swarnakasu, the pure gold coin, each coin inscribed with the 1,008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti, on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas. And you can make this offering in 3 different denominations and any number of coins as you wish to offer. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Mukta Anguti, which is the gold finger ring embedded with pearl. And in the Devi Suktam, it is described, let the goddess who brings good fortune, who is praised by the gods, who is served by Devendra, who is praised by Devas, troubled by the Asuras, who is praised and remembered as devotion to her solves all, who is the source of all good in the world, let that goddess destroy all obstacles. And you can make this offering of the Mukta Anguti, the gold finger ring embedded with pearl, to Devi Parashakti as your token of gratitude, your token of love and devotion to Devi Parashakti, and be blessed with the protection from all dangers and fears and be bestowed with all the auspiciousness and blessings of Devi Parashakti in your life. So you can register for this offering on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Padma Pushpa, which is the gold lotus flower to Devi Parashakti. And in this verse, in this prayer to Devi Parashakti, it is described: Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayini Mantra Murte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. And the translation for this verse, it says, Devi who bestows accomplishments and intellect, who showers worldly prosperity, Devi who powers the subtle mantra of the cosmos, I bow to you, O Devi Mahalakshmi. And you can make this offering of the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower, to Devi Parashakti. She is the one who bestows all the intellect and the prosperity. She bestows both the intellect, prosperity, and all the auspiciousness on her devotees. So you can make this offering of the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower, to Devi Parashakti, and be blessed to attract positive relationships in personal and business endeavors. So you can register for this offering, the Swarna Padma Pushpa, on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. The next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Metti, the gold touring to adorn the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. And in this verse from Saundarya Lahari, it is described that Lord Brahma, the creator of Yore, selects a dust from your feet and creates he this world. The great Adishesha with his 1,000 heads somehow carries a dust of your feet with great effort, and the great Lord Rudra takes it and powders it nice and uses it as the holy ash. So even the dust from the feet of Devi Parashakti bestows so much grace and auspiciousness, blessings upon her devotees, and she's even worshipped by Brahma, Vishnu, and Rudra themselves. You can make this offering of the Swarna Metti, the gold touring, to Devi Parashakti, and be blessed with the life of leadership qualities, and even a grain of dust from Devi's feet bestows the most auspicious blessings on the devotee. So you can make this offering of the Swarna Metti on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Mangtika, which is the gold hairline jewelry to adorn the crown of Devi Parashakti. And this represents the overflowing nectar from the Sahasrara. Devi is described as Sudha Sarabhivarshini, she who makes the nectar flow from the Sahasrara, which permeates through the Agna Chakra and through all our 70,000 nadis, the energy centers, to give us the ultimate experience of the cosmos. And you can make this offering of the Swarna Mangtika and be blessed to receive the manifestation of an enlightened lifestyle. So you can register for this offering of the Swarna Mangtika on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. The next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Pratyaksha Pad Puja. And in this verse from the Guru Ashtakam, composed by Adi Shankaracharya himself, he sings, यशो मे गतं दिक्षु दानप्रतापा जगद्वस्तु सर्वं करे यत्प्रसादात् मनश्चेन लग्नं गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किम्. And the translation of this verse, it says, my repute has traveled in all directions. Through my philanthropy and prowess, all the things of this world are in my hands as rewards for my virtues. Yet if one's mind be not centered upon the lotus feet of the Guru, what then, what then, what then? The offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja is described as one of the most sacred ritualistic offerings of gratitude to Guru. And even Paramashiva himself describes the glory of worshipping Guru's feet. In the Guru Gita, he describes the glory of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, the worship of Guru's feet, to Devi Parashakti herself. And in this Guru Ashtakam, Adi Shankaracharya sings the glory of the Guru and worship of the Guru. From time immemorial, the tradition of offering our gratitude to Guru is a most sacred tradition in the Hindu sampradayas. The Hindu tradition being a Guru-disciple, Guru-Shishya tradition. And you can register for this most auspicious offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And you can make this offering on the day of the Avatara Jayanti, the Avatara Dinotsava, which is coming up on the 28th of December. And that is the day when Swamiji himself happened on planet Earth. And the day of his happening, the day of the happening of Guru, you can make this auspicious offering. So you can register for this on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And the offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja blesses one with the sweetest paths to enlightenment. So you can register for this offering on the website and register to offer it live, offer your sacred sentiments and express your gratitude to Guru on the day of his happening. So it's on the 28th of December, the birth star celebrations of the Avatar himself. So you can register for this offering to make this offering on the 28th of December. And the next offering is the offering of the Vastra Seva, the sacred cloth. And this is a traditional offering which is offered along with the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. So you can register for this offering on the same day as the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And when you offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, a sacred cloth would also be offered in your name. So a sacred cloth will also be offered to Guru in your name. So you can register for this offering on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And the offering of the Vastra Seva bestows one with the sweetest path to enlightenment and complete protection. So here we have a summary of the various offerings. The e-hundi offering, which can be offered in multiple currencies and any amount of your choice. The Sankalpa offering, the conscious resolution, which you can offer on the website also. And the Devi Sahasranama Swarnakasu is the offering of the pure gold coin, where each coin is inscribed with one of the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. And this offering can be made in 3 different denominations and any number of coins of your choice. The Mukta Anguti is the offering of the pearl finger ring, the gold finger ring embedded with pearl. And you can make this offering in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Padma Pushpa is the gold lotus flower, which can also be offered in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Metti is the gold toe ring to adorn the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. The Swarna Mangtika is the gold hairline jewelry that adorns the crown of Devi Parashakti. The Pratyaksha Pada Puja is the offering of the sacred ritual of gratitude to Guru. You can register for this offering on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas, and the Vastra Seva is the offering of the sacred cloth to Devi Parashakti. So you can register for all of these offerings on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas. So here we have the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas, and you can scroll down and register for the various offerings of ornaments and sevas to Devi Parashakti on the links on this page. So you can make your offerings of ornaments and sevas, and also you can also register for the e-hundi offerings through the links on step 2. And if you'd like to make an intention to make an offering and be blessed to manifest your intention into reality, you can fill out the form on step 1 and receive the blessings of Devi Parashakti to manifest your intention into reality. And you can also fill out the Sankalpa form once you've made the offerings of the ornaments and or sevas. You can fill out the details of the Sankalpa, the names of yourself and your family members to be chanted during the offering of the rituals and worship to Devi Parashakti. You can fill out the Sankalpa details on the form on step 3. So the e-hundi offerings can be offered in multiple currencies: the US dollar, the Australian dollar, the New Zealand dollar, the Canadian dollar, the euro, the Indian rupees, the Singaporean dollar, the Malaysian ringgit, the Great Britain pound, and the Chinese yen. And you can make this offering in any amount of your choice. And the various ornaments and sevas to Devi Parashakti, you can make this offering on the website also. So you can register for the Sankalpa chanting, the Devi Sahasranama Swarnakasu, which is the pure gold coin, each coin inscribed with one of the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti, the Mukta Anguti, which is the gold finger ring embedded with pearl, the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower, the Swarna Metti, the gold toe ring to adorn the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti, the Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry to adorn the crown of Devi Parashakti, which represents the overflowing nectar of gratitude from the Sahasrara, and the offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja and the Vastra Seva, the sacred ritualistic offerings of gratitude to Guru. You can register for any of these ornaments or sevas or any of the traditional ornaments to Devi Parashakti. You can register for any of these offerings on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas. And we also have the Nithyananda Utsavam, the celebration, the Brahmotsavam of the Avatara Jayanti, the day when the Avatar himself landed on planet Earth, which is on the 28th of December, and we'll be celebrating the Brahmotsavam from the 18th of December. So you can join us for these celebrations from the 18th of December. You can find out more about these celebrations on the website www.kailasamailer.com/save us. And with that, now we'll also learn more about the Maheshwara Puja, which happens every full moon and new moon day, that is the Paurnami and the Amavasya days, where Kailasas offer the rituals of the final rites to ancestors. So the Maheshwara Puja is also observed every Paurnami and Amavasya. So we'll be sharing some information about the Maheshwara Puja. So the Maheshwara Puja is the offering of Bhiksha, the food, to the avatar, along with his monastic disciples, sannyasis and brahmacharis in the path of sannyas. In this puja, the sannyasis are treated as Lord Paramashiva himself and offered Bhiksha and fed. And the tradition says that offering food to the avatar is equal to feeding 10,000 hungry, and the best place on planet Earth to give the Pinda Tarpana, the food for the departed souls, completion with those who have left the body, is the stomach of a sannyasi. That is the Jataragni, the digestive fire, the hunger fire of a sannyasi, is the best fire into which you can offer the Pinda Tarpana. The Somashambhu Paddhati, the Shraddha Vidhi, third verse, describes Lingino Brahmanadyascha Shraddhiya Shivadikshitaha. And the translation of this verse, it says, the sannyasis and brahmanas who have been initiated into the Shivadiksha are eligible to be appointed as the representatives of Pitrus in the Shraddha. The Shraddha, the ritualistic offering to the departed souls, reaches the Pitrus, the departed ancestors, directly. Maheshwara Puja is 1,000 times greater than the offering of any Shraddha or any Pinda in any river, any water body, or any lake, any holy land, and any holy place. The reason being, sannyasis intend only to have enlightenment, having renounced all other desires and needs. So serving them with intention of completion brings about the same effect in the departed soul and helps them attain enlightenment and get merged with the cosmos. The tradition says that one morsel of rice offered and served to an avatar liberates 7 generations up and 7 generations down the heredity of the Maheshwara Puja participant. Those many morsels of rice fed bestows that many kalpas, each kalpa being 4.32 billion human years. It bestows that many kalpas of life in Kailasa in the space of an enlightened master to the participant. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, personally receives the Bhiksha and food offering using the astronomical chart or a provided photograph of the departed. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Nithyananda Paramashivam, brings completion to not just the unfulfilled emotional, verbal commitments, but to also to anything that you were insensitive to them about when they were in the body. So the completion happens for both the departed souls and for the people offering the Maheshwara Puja, their incompletions with the departed souls. And a few frequently asked questions about the Maheshwara Puja. So a question that's frequently asked is if we can request Maheshwara Puja for anyone. And yes, Kailasa will conduct the Maheshwara Puja on your behalf for anyone in your family who has either had a natural or unnatural or premature death. And another question that's frequently asked is, what do you need to offer Maheshwara Puja? So the photograph of the departed soul or the astrological chart of the astrological birth chart of the departed soul. The astrological birth chart would have the time, the date of birth, and the place of birth. So you can upload any of these details for the departed souls for whom you wish to offer the Maheshwara Puja. And another frequently asked question is if the Maheshwara Puja can help a soul which has committed suicide. And yes, only Maheshwara Puja can bring the departed soul to rest in peace. If you have any close family or friends who have committed suicide, Maheshwara Puja will greatly help the soul in its journey. Another question that's frequently asked is, what is the difference between Shraddha and Maheshwara Puja? In Maheshwara Puja, the completion is for both you and the departed soul, so their next journey is free of karmic baggage. Maheshwara Puja can be conducted only in the presence of an avatar who can connect to the departed soul in the cosmos. Another question is if we can request Maheshwara Puja for ourselves. Yes, Kailasa accepts requests to conduct Maheshwara Puja for individuals. Please note that it is for you only. Kailasa cannot conduct Maheshwara Puja for your family or friends who are still in the body. So you can register for the Maheshwara Puja for yourself or for any friends or family who are no longer in the body. If they're in the body, then they have to offer it on for themselves. You will not be able to offer on behalf of any other person who's still living. So if you have any further questions, you can send us a message, or you can also visit the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas to register for the Maheshwara Puja on any of the full moon or new moon days. The offerings are made every fortnight, so you can register for any of the Maheshwara Pujas and register for yourself and for family members who have left the body. So to offer the Maheshwara Puja, you can visit the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas, and when you scroll down the page, you can find the details on how to register for the Maheshwara Puja. So you can also fill out an intention form if you'd like to be contacted with more details. You can fill out the intention form on step 1. Or if you're ready to register for the Maheshwara Puja, you can click on the link on step 2 and fill out the details. And once you've filled out the details of step 2, you can also fill out the Sankalpa details and the photo of the departed souls or the astrological birth chart of the departed souls and fill out the forms on step 3 and step 4. So this is the second step where you can register for the Maheshwara Puja and then fill out the details on the forms in step 3 and step 4. So with this, now we come to the conclusion of this segment, and we'll be getting ready for the Satsang, to watch the Satsang from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So we'll be concluding this segment with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam.